It's the Tiger Sports Live Breakdown Podcast brought to you by Crossbuck Construction Company. Now, here's your hosts, Scott Barrett and Brian Babcock.
Well, thank you for joining us for our 16th episode, week 16 of the playoffs. So you know what that means. That means this is for all the marbles, Liberty Center, Wheelersburg, playing in Hall of Fame, Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium here this Saturday, 7:30 primetime game. A quick shout-out to Nate Leidy, Crossbuck Construction. We've been really lucky, guys. He got behind us early, and the program has grown. The podcast has grown. We've got between 500 and 700 people tuning in. I'm not sure they're learning much, but they're tuning in, at least downloads. And Nate, we appreciate that. And Crossbuck Construction's been fantastic. Liberty Center, great week last week. In the state semifinal down at Lima Senior, guys. Tonight we have with us Jesse Miller, Brian Babcock, Jeremy Babcock. We all saw it. We all watched it. Pretty exciting. I don't know who won the Man of Steel last week. Was Ethan Gray? Is that correct?
Yes.
But I mean, it could have very easily been the offensive. He could have just done it 4 or 5 different ways. But I thought it was a game Indian Lake Lakers team. I think they're a program on the rise. But as Jesse said a moment ago before we got on, I think they had a really good idea that they needed to play near perfection. We needed to give them the football a few times. That's just not something Liberty Center's doing a whole lot this year. And that's one of the reasons why you like Liberty Center in this game coming up Saturday is they just don't give it up a lot. But I think the final was a 42-10, or what was the final? 42, something like that?
42-10.
Yeah, 42-10. And it just really became a lot about what Liberty Center's about this season. The offensive line took control of the game, and then you got some explosive plays from Garrison. That's been the formula for most of the year. Not that Kate Crimbrink's not capable, and certainly got some yards out of Thomas Moeller and Baxter Barrett. But the fact is, the horses plugged in, and Garrison had a big night. Offensive line was dominant. It was just dominant. And I think, both teams, Wheelersburg and Liberty Center, if you look at their state semifinal games, guys, and we'll get to it here in a second, just trying to set the stage, and then we'll get to the conversation. But both teams are really defensive football teams. We talk about offense. We're going to spend all this time on breaking down their offense. The fact is, they're 2 great defensive football teams, period. Indian Lake's quarterback, I thought, had a much better night than we anticipated. I think we all went into it thinking, good player. We'll get to him. Jesse said it. He stood in the pocket, took his hits. Now he limped off. He probably need a little help, but he threw for 231, which was pretty good night, pretty nice ball game, and some big explosive plays that I think guys will look at the film and say, those are available to us in this game Saturday. So the Indian Lake game, to me, was about who we really were. It was a signature game offensively in terms of what we want to do. Offensive line just did their job, and Garrison really had an explosive game. Beyond that, we can get into the nooks and crannies. But, Jeremy, that's what I saw, and I was a dad in the stands, and I was kind of waiting for some stuff, and I just saw an offensive line just dominate, and I saw Garrison just beat Garrison Cruz.
Yeah, that's right. This team has done it all year, continue to do it, hopefully do it next week. And Liberty did what Liberty does last week. Showed a little more from Indian Lake than what I expected. That game was actually probably a little bit closer than I thought it was going to be. But at the end of the day, you summed it up. The line just set down the blade and bulldoze them. Yeah. And then get some guys outside like we've been doing, and they get free and look out.
I say, Jesse, you've seen the game from a couple different angles. I mean, you got a chance to watch it a little bit too. I mean, the formula. You've been around here a long time. Was there anything other than what I said that you saw that was kind of unique other than this offensive line just got to it?
I don't think so, Scott. I think it's what you said, and, you watch every level of football from high school to college to pros. It starts getting cold.
Yes.
They start getting some wind. You start getting all the elements, and that's when you need that. In Liberty Center for the past 3 years, you watch Casey's play calling when we need a play, we're going to our horse. Whether it was Trenton, Whalen, Gary we're going to ride that horse until we can, and this offensive line is really good.
We never talk about the defense enough. I mean, it's the whole thing of our team. Matt Bryan has schemed it up. Casey's kind of like understudy. You got elite coaches on that side of the ball. Nick Miller. I mean, does it get better than Nick Miller? Does it get better than your linebacker coach, Eric Weimer, one of the top top 5 linebackers I've seen play, maybe defenders in 114 years. I mean, that guy could have played for Norm Decker, could have played for Minor Kirshner. He played, probably played in that kind of era the way he played. This defense was, other than giving up some bigger plays that we don't typically do, defense has been just incredibly good all year long.
Yeah,
durable.
I really like the defensive line. They got a great push from your front three, and then Schweigert came in. He was great off the bench too, very active again. Navarre had a good night.
He did.
He had a lot of pressures. He was close on a sack if he didn't have one.
Kind of that speed and size element where you had, not that Weimer and Spangler aren't speedy or spurty, and they are,
Right.
but I think Navarre, fresh,
Yeah.
not as many snaps, really kind of did some things.
They did, yes, absolutely. So that front five, it's obviously 3, but that rotation is as good as we've seen. And their ability to push the pocket and stay in their lanes, that was a big part of it. Galladay, he had the ability to scramble out a lot of times if you got out of your lane and you kind of played me ball and tried to and there wasn't a whole lot of those lanes because they were just pushing the pocket from the inside and just collapsing that thing. And as you're a quarterback and you got defensive end closing, and you got Cifuentes pushing you from you can't really step in and throw the football. And it got to him. And then we had the linebackers kind of blitzing as well. The secondary I thought played pretty well. 21, Reiser was a great player.
Yeah.
Probably the best receiver we've seen.
I said that too after watching. I'm like,
I mean,
He
Elker,
was physical, ran really good routes, won balls.
he did.
Yeah.
He
Physical.
hits the one kind of over the top where Ethan's right there. But really nothing else down the field.
Nothing
That's
big.
a guy that you can just go throw 50-50 balls.
Well, they played off of him on those explosives.
That's
They
right.
played off
Yes. One thing, I think if you look to potentially sure up, they kind of got that slant combination going.
of him. Yes.
yeah,
If you look cover 3 and kind of just the combination that they were running, it was basically a cover 3 beater. And they hit it pretty good a few times. So, Wheelersburg, you're certainly watching the film and saying, all right, let's dial that up. And I'm sure Liberty Center's going to have an answer for that as well. But I thought the tackling maybe in the secondary too, maybe something to kind of look at and,
But
clean up.
they've been top tacklers all. I mean,
Absolutely.
We've talked about how good the tackling has been all year. This was probably one
Absolutely.
of their not A+ efforts, but they've been a good tackling group all year long.
And we're talking, I'm talking about tackling, but I'm talking
nitpicking.
maybe
You're
maybe
nitpicking.
4 or 5
You nitpicking?
all game. I am nitpicking.
You are.
You gotta find
Absolutely,
something.
I am.
You
I
have
got
to
it.
find
I got to
something.
grab
Well, now, wait,
something here.
for a guy that liked
Yeah.
to mash people,
Well, listen,
you weren't an elite get the guy to the ground, but you were a WMD kind of tackler.
Yeah, right. I missed plenty of tackles in my day. I'll be the first to be critical of myself. But that's one thing I think if you're going to point to that I would take away from the defense on maybe a critique. But other than that, no deep balls, limited big plays. Hit the one slant, but the defensive line was great. I thought the linebackers played well, and the secondary was limited the big plays.
I just don't know how you handle like that defense. I don't know what do you do. I mean, I guess we're going to get to Wheelersburg after the break, but I mean, when you're Indian Lake and you're looking at the film and you're looking at looking at the roster and you start doing the average sizes, and then Dippy was out a week and Swigert dominates, and here comes Dippy again, and you just those tackles. Weimer probably one of his better defensive
Yeah.
games.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
he's starting to really rise. Everybody kind of gets this like, well, he's going to Ohio State, and he's got to look like, no, he's not ready to look like that yet. Ohio State's banking on 3 years down the road. He's still emerging as a defender. But, man, I thought he really stuck out in this game for the first time all year. Not that he hasn't made plays, but he had dominance.
Yep.
And series dominance, not plays, but series dominance. Dippy was, again, Dippy. I mean, totally underrated, unheralded. And how do you can with Bockelman not really being in service, you got really good snaps from a lot of guys on the defensive line.
Yeah, as these juniors, speaking about Weimer, every single game and every snap is the experience is just it's priceless. Every snap, it's like, okay, this team was better than last week. It's better than last week. We're practicing to beat the best in the state, and now I'm beating my guy 2 out of 3 times. And you start like, oh, okay, I can do this. I can play. And it's just that you get that momentum going, you get that confidence going, and that's priceless for these younger players. And also, Scott, to your point, what do you do with us? You look at the line, well, ain't going to run it. Maybe we could try to run outside. Well, those linebackers are pretty fast.
Sniper's pretty good.
Oh, maybe we should throw it deep 14 times. Well, that doesn't work either. So it's a coach's nightmare to scheme against this defense.
Jesse, our defense kind of takes you out of your identity a little bit.
Yeah.
Casey, Matt, the coaching staff in the booth, Ryan Miller, there's just so much good coaching here that they just basically erase your identity. You want to be X? We got that. What's next? Like, we've taken away entree 1 and 2, and there's just not a lot of options. We've pushed a lot of buttons on defense this year.
Yeah.
We really have.
Yeah, just what you're saying is, I had a conversation with someone the other day, and it was, you better have 2 to 4 weapons to beat Liberty Center.
Yeah.
And I think they're right. Because, I don't see a Sean Terry out there this year. I don't see a Richards. I don't see, that one guy where it's just like, oh, man, that's elite. You know, and like you said, you go back to Archbold, maybe some misdirection stuff, some throwback screens, they got.
Yep.
But even then, like, you go to I'm going back here, but Archbold's touchdown, it was just a great play call. They threw a throwback screen when Jackson blitzed off that side.
Right.
It was just, they knew something or whatever it was. But we're never out of position. I mean, Hunter Spengler's run the screen plays for Oak Harbor a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Our D line's just so it's tough. I don't know the answer. I think the answer is you got to try to go over the top a couple times and then
go after the sophomore. Find your sophomore.
Yeah,
find your
I don't
undersized guy.
Yeah.
And I love him. Like,
they're both playing
that,
good, but I don't know what else you do.
Right. I agree.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know. And even then, you got Thomas is back there, Roman. You just got to do something. You got to scheme something up. David Dominic was scheming up a couple nice plays against us.
They worked.
And they worked, especially that first half.
And we played flat. I don't know what that was about.
Agreed.
The first half of football I've seen in probably 2 years where we just did not have the same juice. I don't know what that was. That got corrected immediately.
Yeah.
And I talked to Casey. I talked to Nick. We all do the same thing. No panic in the locker room. Like, okay, let's wash that. And I think that has a lot to do with 19 seniors. I just think that locker room is – we're going to talk about Wheelersburg seniors, how mature they are on both sides of the ball, and they really are, and with a great coach like Casey, more experienced, I think, at this point than Casey. But the idea of how 19 seniors and Max Walker, senior plus, in my view, the alpha, the maturity and composure that this group has and the focus that they've had. There's been no celebrations. You guys won the – this is not what they were not in it to win a state semi. They were not in it to win the league. We're all excited, and they're like, okay.
Been there, done that.
Yeah.
Is that it? Well, he just won the regional again. Thank you. I got a thank you from, who was it? It was Bachelman. He goes, thanks. Like, it's pretty cool, guys. This is hardware, right? Not it. Like, these guys aren't doing this. Is what they're doing. Casey's like, this is not. You can see the enthusiasm is very muted. But talk about those seniors and just what that does to a program.
Yeah, well, a lot of times they're just coaches on the field. These guys have been in the program for 4 years. They're challenging the group before the coaches a lot of times, right? They know, and when guys are out of position or not making plays, they're probably getting called out, challenged before they're getting to the sidelines to get the coaching. And just so many seniors have played for really 3 meaningful years. Some 4, so that you cannot replace that experience. These guys they've been to the state championship game 2 years in a row. You can't replace that experience. They've seen it. They've been through the routine. They've done it. So this is a group that they're not going to be overwhelmed by the scenario, by the setting. They're going to come ready to go, and I think they're kind of hungry. I mean, when you lose 2 in a row, you're kind of hungry. This is all that's left. You've been there. You've accomplished almost everything in your career. You're the winningest class, and all of these things. You got one thing left. So I think that senior class is going to be ready to go.
It wasn't like we were outclassed in those games. Like sometimes you get in those games and you see Marion Local do what they do, and some of these games get out of hand.
Yeah.
It's like, well, that region was the best region in the state of Ohio, but this Liberty Center team just has all season long, Jeremy, just seemed like they've been on a mission. It's been all business.
Yeah.
And they've had some fun, and they do. But the rituals and the practices and the team bondings and the routines that Casey and that staff has them in, this is corporate football.
Yeah.
This is this is the process, and they've got to get a payoff. Not saying, I want to save this one for Jesse, but I mean, address the whole idea of, because you go to work. We go to work every day. Like, we got to go to work. We got to get paid. You got to pay the bills. They've been going to work paying bills, and then some businesses have a bonus. And this is your big bonus opportunity. You get to cash in, boy.
And it's about time Liberty Center cashes in.
It's about time
because we got
cash in.
We are 1 for 6 in appearances. 93, 97, we won it. 98.
Right.
And 1 for
5.
1 for 5. We're
6
1 for
appearance.
5. I mean, it's time to go 2 for 6. All right? Time to cash out. Credit to this coaching staff, keeping all the kids, like you said, subdued a little bit. We're not going to celebrate. It has become so routine. I think there's a fine line between, you don't want to, what we've accomplished these last few years and even this year is extraordinary, to your point. NWAL champs, regional champs, that's good. We don't want to diminish that, but at the same time, we got the prize at the end goal. We got it. We got to focus on it. So that's coaching, keeping them focused, and it's credit to the senior class too, keeping the younger guys lasered in. Guys, we got one more game to go. This is our goal. This is what we want to do.
Jesse, what is wrong with being a state runner-up? Like, I feel almost like it's just we don't talk about it, and that's a great
and it is great
thing, man.
And it is great.
It is.
But look at us right with about time we got to do. What is wrong with being the second best team in the state of Ohio year after? I mean, I'm not saying I'm loving that. What's wrong with that?
There's nothing wrong with it.
Okay, good. Thank you. Because I feel like Baxter's walking around. Yeah, I'm like, dude, relax, man.
You got kids don't get it, right?
They will get it though.
They will get it. We had the opportunity to play in a couple, or get on the field in a couple. You don't get it then, and I had one that was fortunate enough to play on both of these last two, and not many kids get to do this.
Yeah,
right.
Like, listen, man, this is like a once in a lifetime. No, actually, it's a twice. And now for this year's seniors, actually, it's a third time. This is
crazy.
unreal.
Yeah.
You think about it. You don't take it for granted. You look at someone like Marion Local who won, 186 straight, 74, whatever it was,
76,
something stupid.
whatever it was.
Yeah,
might as well have been
With-
186.
yeah, 4 or 5 state championships. And you think, well, they lost to St. Henry this year. Is that a bad year? Like, maybe in their
Right.
No, it's not.
The headlines are always lost through the records and they lost. No, they just won.
Yeah.
They just won all of that for like ever.
Yeah.
But that's no one talks about
No one
it
talks
in that
about
way.
it.
It's hard to balance that. I mean,
is.
little Casey Muller's record is through the roof. Casey Muller's not going to be happy if he doesn't win, but we got to still look back and say, look at this accomplishment. It's been there 3 times in a row.
Yeah.
How hard is that?
You're
It's hard to do that.
It's ridiculous.
It's hard to balance
It's a
it.
boom period. I've said
Yeah.
this 100 times. Now, the program's going to keep competing for whatever for a while here. But just people don't need to take for granted the influx of talent, the talent we've had the last 3 years.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, yes, we are well coached. Yes, we are all the things. We are also loaded with talent the last.
We are.
Am I wrong? I mean,
That's true.
there is no. You go through Liberty years. There's a place. We talked about the defense this year. Who are you going to pick on? You can't.
Yeah.
There's nowhere. You go last year. Where are you going to go?
Yeah.
Like, that don't happen every year. Where every single position you're just loaded. We're loaded. We're loaded again this year. I'm gonna let you know a little secret. We're going to be loaded again next year, and then we'll see.
Ooh, was that a secret?
That's
Jesse?
that's another
Wait,
another thing
We're
coming.
we haven't talked about Woodard yet.
Okay.
Yeah,
We can't get into next
we're not
year
next
yet.
year. No, I'm just saying.
No.
This talent pool is also great,
Yeah.
but the program that they have built with the leadership programs and all the things
Yes.
these kids
Yeah,
buying in.
Ryan Miller.
Yeah.
Very quietly doing a
Yeah.
yeoman's work on that part.
There's so much more to it than the football side that people within our community probably see it now more than they used to, but outside the community, they don't get it.
Yeah.
Oh, Liberty Center, it's more than football. So that state runners up, there's nothing to hang your head on.
That's true.
You got beat by a kid that's playing at Missouri, or the kid that's
Yeah.
running track. Yeah.
Yeah.
It stinks, No one wanted it,
It
but
hurts. Yep, but
here's another chance right here come Saturday to go get it.
Before we get on and get a break and get on to the meat of this podcast, and I mean, you could sit here and you can talk about every individual senior up and down the role, from the role players to the stars, and maybe I'm just biased, and I'm sorry, but I got the mic and I'm kind of biased a little bit. But how much does a guy like Max Walker mean to this team? We've talked about, and again, Thomas wins the Defensive Player of the Year, Coe, and Gary wins it. I mean, you got these guys all over, but then you got this guy who's probably a first-team All-Ohio special teamer. I got 2 games he won for us with his leg, not tackling, not blocking. He is one of the greatest guards that's ever strapped on the pads here. Greatest offensive guard, and just watch it. You can tell me, I'm going to oversit. Just turn the film on. Go do it and tell me what you see. And then he's 10 a night, playing 2.5 quarters, 10 a night. And where do those eyeballs go when something hits the fan or they need an answer? It's all there. How big of a factor has that, intangible, been on this football team?
Yeah,
because I think it's huge.
You always have vocal leaders on football teams. There's always guys that kind of rise and fill into those spots. I don't know that we've had one as just kind of that gotten to Max's level. You can just see it. I'm not even around it. I don't know hardly any of the players or families or anything else. You can just kind of see number 50 and is kind of how everybody gravitates to him. And once again, this is a guy that's been through it, man. He has been through it. He's been playing for 3 years. He's been making big
4
plays.
years counting special teams.
Okay,
Well,
so he did kick when he was a freshman. Okay.
Stud special teamer. Dude, don't you cut him short.
No, that's right. Sorry. He was a
Walk.
4-year letter winner.
Hey, he won us the Archibald game his freshman year.
So that was his freshman year.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
I've been on that all year. I said
I
sophomore, but maybe what?
It was his freshman year.
14, whatever. 14-10 was that game?
14-8. Nothing. Or
Nothing.
9-0 or something.
He kicked
weird.
him inside the 10 all night long.
Oh, yeah, he did. I remember that game.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe how awesome that. How fast does time fly?
That was yesterday,
Oh my
right?
gosh,
I
man.
know.
That to me, that was kind of a coming out thing. He's kind of a spastic guy, a high energy guy. No, he ain't. No, he ain't.
Well,
he's
is,
kind of
but he's got it together.
He's running it. He's kind of running this a little bit. Not that. Again, I don't mean to detract from the seniors. I'm not doing that. I'm saying when I show up to the park, my eyeballs go where the kids' eyeballs go, and that's that guy.
Yeah.
He's that guy for us.
Right.
And I just think that means a whole hell of a lot for us.
Well, and the dominant play, right? I mean,
yeah.
From the guard position, his linebacker spot, and his kicking, it's just there's not a lot of missed reps. There's just not. I mean, I saw a missed tackle last week, and I'm sure
you did.
I'm sure they'll get that corrected with Eric, but there's not that many of those. It's not very often where Max Walker is coming, and he has a play that he does not make. It does not happen often. So when I see one, I'm like, whoa, what's up with that? That's not like him. But
and you
no,
called that
he
out.
is a dominant.
You called out.
Well,
the
I don't
missed
need to
tackle.
call it out. Look, maybe I'll make Max a little bit more angry, and I'll play a little more angry this week. Right?
I don't know.
I don't know
And
if he can.
when you talk about 2 players that are almost indispensable, when you've got Hunter Spangler and Max Walker. Now, I mean, together on the offensive and the defensive side of the ball, just tremendous impact players. I mean, I think Spangler's been wonderful to watch.
Yeah.
I have other than Tim Keller, who was my teammate in 85 through 89, 88 season. I don't know that I had more fun talking about centers, watching centers, charting centers, watching centers than that dude. And we've had some good centers. Don't get me wrong. I don't mean to say we've had good centers.
Yep.
This guy is the center of this program, and you can make the argument maybe the greatest center of all time. That's how good he's been.
Yeah, it all starts with him, and he just doesn't miss many blocks. You just turn the film on, and especially the end zone, and it's every time he is getting his guy, he's turning him, he's getting to the next level, he's doing exactly what he's supposed to do, and it's just there's not a lot of film to critique. There's just not, and I watch. I don't know what he's supposed to be doing every play, but I watch and I'm like,
I got to believe that
he's on a guy, he's turning them, and he is dominating them, if not playing them into the ground. And then if he's downfield, he's on a corner or safety, just trying to make their life miserable.
I got to believe Nick Miller. I'm sure he's finding stuff, and it's your brother, and you know your brother, and I coached your brother. But the fact is, that's some of those meetings got to be pretty short. Let's get the donuts and the candies and the cook. I mean, let's get them.
Yep, good job,
'cause
guys.
What they do, 98%.
Great job. Yep, great job.
Good job. Like, again, he would not say that. He would say, "Oh, we really bear down on that." No, he didn't bear down on that. Those guys killed those guys. And the sad thing, as we'll conclude, is we just don't talk a lot about. We should talk so much more about snipers and wide receivers. These are guys that are just, those are the weapons you talk about that we don't, we have them. They make these plays, and you go, "We have been doing that all year. We've been throwing Ethan Gray all year." I mean, Isaiah Baton running back punts now. I mean, we got that now. We got that guy doing that. He's a sophomore. And then the snipers are all seniors, and they don't miss tackles, and they're like near perfect in assignments. I mean, where's the flaws? I mean, where's the flaws in this football team, Jess? I mean, there are flaws, but those are really good football players that don't get a lot of conversation.
They don't, and you say there's flaws. You better be really good to find her. I mean, you better be really good to find her flaws.
We've been working on flaws all year. It's hard, kind of hard.
It's
to find a little
hard.
bit.
It's 3 years running though. I mean, they're flaws. There's no flaw. We sound like overbearing Liberty Center football fans right now, but you look and you think, we're going to touch on Wheelersburg and just, physically maybe this will be the one that can give us a challenge. But, at the beginning of the year, everybody, the cornerback play, we didn't know.
We had that. That was a question mark.
You lost two good. What? They're doing fine. And they just get better every week. You look at what they've done from week 2 to now, it's, man, we're good. And the sniper play, you talked about it. Sonnenberg.
Tight.
Oh, you see this.
What a year he's had.
Well, you see the seniors, there's a kid that's waited his turn. Maybe he could have played a little bit last year, but, Jackson and Blake
Garber
got the chance. They're seniors.
They were great.
And Jackson had a great finish, and Garber was way better than you thought. You're like, he's going to be a good player. He's a great player.
He was a great player. They both were. And by the end of the year, they were
Jackson was
elite.
Oh, absolutely.
And
absolutely.
And Sonnenberg stepped right in, and here we go.
Yeah.
And Mason Smith is doing a nice job all year. He's so good against the run on that outside when he comes up, makes tackles, and you go to a little spread and you see JT Moore in coverage more than the way they do it.
He had a good one.
Orth had a big play last week.
Oh, yeah.
Orth, another one that's been playing.
He's been really good, too.
It's 4 seniors that are getting their chance, that are making the most of their opportunity at that sniper position, to me.
And we talked to Isaac Orth has had just such a – again, it's like Smith. Like you get Mason Smith. They go in there, and the job gets done.
Yep.
They're making tackles. Mason's had a couple 6-tackle games on 13 snaps.
I think he had 7 last week. I think it's back-to-back 7 tackle
You're
games.
talking on, 18 snaps? 21 snaps?
Right.
What kind of efficiency on defense is that? So many good players doing so many good things. We haven't talked a lot about special teams, but listen, we got to get on to the game. It's going to be a good one. Crossbuck Construction. Nate Leidy, thank you very much for the support. I've had a lot of work done with him. I called him the other day and said, listen, I got to get my propane line in the ground before it freezes. No lie. He gets there like the next day, puts it in 18 inches because he's going to pour my slab, whatever. And he's like, done. I'm like, how much owe you? Talk to me after the football season. So I go up to him after the last game and say, what do I got? He goes, I ain't talking to you about payment until this thing's over. So I'm hoping maybe a state championship gets me a free. Nate, I'm looking for something for free if we win it. I'm only kidding. Let's get to a break and get back and talk about the final.
Crossbuck Construction Company, providing exceptional quality for our clients for over 20 years. Call 419-966-9341 for details. Demolition. We handle the tough stuff so you don't have to. Our demolition service is all about safety and efficiency. Whether it's old concrete, asphalt, or structures, we've got the tools and the skills to clear the way for your new projects. Hauling services. You have debris? We'll take it away. Our hauling service with our dump trucks are ready to remove and transport materials from your site, making your construction or cleanup projects hassle-free. Residential concrete. Your home deserves the best. We provide top-notch concrete services for driveways, sidewalks, patios, and more. Expect a perfect finish every time, adding value and curb appeal to your home. Commercial concrete, strong foundations for your business. Our commercial concrete services are tailored for durability and precision. From large foundations to flat work, we ensure your commercial space stands on solid ground. Excavating and site prep, digging done right. Our excavating services are all about precision and care, whether it's for foundations, landscaping, or drainage installations. We ensure your ground is prepared perfectly for what's next. Drainage solutions. Keep water away the right way. Our drainage solutions are designed to protect your property from water damage. We assess, plan, and implement effective drainage systems, ensuring long dryness. Here's some of our Crossbuck construction statistics. 55 years of experience, 1,216 yards of concrete poured, and over 3,000 tons of material moved. Call Crossbuck Construction at 419-966-9341 for details, or go to crossbuck.co to get a free quote.
And we are back for the second half and the last half of the Crossbuck Construction podcast with Jesse Miller, Brian Babcock, and Jeremy Babcock, all legends in my book, Liberty Center players. Enjoy getting together with old Liberty Center Tigers. Some I've coached, some I haven't, some I've coached with. A lot of fun for me. And it gets no better than a state final. It gets no better, guys. We get a 14-0, number 2 in the AP, Region 19 champs. Wheelersburg Pirates. They've won 38 Southern Ohio Conference championships. Stacking them up. You know, Rob Woodward is 183-45 and 38-15 in the playoffs, and these guys know how to do it. They know how to do it at this level. This is not a lightweight. This is a heavyweight in Division 5. This isn't one of these deals where you pop through and have a great year. These guys do it every year. It's a football cultured community in a football part of the state, blue collar, manufacturing based jobs. Maybe a little depressed at times, you know, in terms of the socioeconomic, you know, approach of the community. This ain't Midtown Manhattan. This ain't Ottawa Hills. This is not one of the rich suburbs of Cleveland. This is old-time football, generations of greatness. Looked up some of their old players. I mean, they listed players from 50s and 40s, like we would. Talking about Kip Kern, Barry Kern, and Roger Carpenter and Roger Weeks. I mean, I go down. These guys have those guys. They have all those guys, and they talk about those guys. The media talks about those guys, and some of the media are those guys. Like, we got that too here. Live this table. I mean, just almost a mirror image, a little bit.
Yeah.
In particular, on defense. We're going to spend an hour and a half on offense. No, we're not an hour and a half. You'll have a stroke, Mark. We won't do that. But you actually are probably enjoying it as much as we are. You guys, we can all look up these things. You got to kind of be better than that. You got to be better than just going to the stats that somebody puts out there. But a couple things that really stuck out to me. It's a defensive football team. We're going to talk about their weapons, but this is a defensive football team. If you carve away their 5 toughest games in 14, they scored 22 points a game, and they gave up 9. And these are the best teams in their schedule. That's subjective. That's what I say. Overall, they score 37 and only give up 7. When you're giving up single digits against these kind of teams, and they had a good schedule, I would say that you look at their schedule and ours, they might get an advantage there.
Yeah.
They might get an advantage, especially last week. You know, I'm not saying we had cakewalks to this moment, but it has not been a difficult road for us. Now, I think that's more about us than them in terms of the teams we've played, and they're all solid programs, but I think this division, this region, I should say, this one has the juice, and Wheelersburg got by Ironton earlier in the season in a war, and they got by Mooney when the top player gets hurt, and quarterback throws 4 picks, and that was tight anyway. If you watch snap to snap and didn't look at the scoreboard, Cardinal Mooney gave them all they wanted, and that kind of almost felt they were advantaged in that game if you didn't see what had happened to the injuries. So this Wheelersburg deal is the real deal, Jigs, and I think you would say that. They've won 9 regional championships. They've got a bunch of players of the year in their districts, and we know how that goes. And that maybe not always there's a lot going on when you get those things, but again, good players, Lyman's of the years, all Ohio. I mean, all this stuff, they got them, just like we do. So they got a culture, they got a community, they got a way of life, they got a coach that's winning 88% of his games. Sound familiar to you, Casey Moeller? I mean, this is, again, and you watch them on film and you just kind of shut your eyes and you just listen to their defense. They're hitting people. They're very physical on defense. They're big up front. They make a mess of your inside running game and let those linebackers run around. What's that sound like? What's that sound like? I mean, a lot alike. They got really nice offensive players, a quarterback that's going to need to be spied because he is a problem. He is a game breaker for them, Braylon Rucker. A lot of seniors. Jesse and I were talking about that off camera. When you got that many seniors, we got that many seniors. Guys, what are we talking about? It looks a little bit like what we look like. Jake's talked a little bit about what I mean, the quarterback's a problem. They're going to run it. They're going to let other guys throw it. They've got a bunch of trick plays. They like to trick it off the punt. They have an elite kicking game.
Yeah.
They almost play to that. Run the clock down, kick it. Now you're 2 possessions up or something. 10-0. They love 10-0. That's one of the things they love. Talk about what's a big takeaway for you, Wheelersburg.
Yeah, well, I'll start with the defense. We've talked a little bit about this off air, but they're orange and black, and you just watch them flow to the football, and it looks like our defense. We talk about how much our defense just runs to the ball. You got hats around the ball. That's exactly what they do.
Yes.
You got a running back coming through. There's 4 or 5 guys just waiting to tackle him. Guy on the edge, 4 or 5 guys there. They just flow to the football as good as any defense we've seen all year, and I think by far.
Yeah.
Defensive line, tough. You're right. A lot of times they'll start piles, and they got these linebackers that can just run and get to the football.
We've seen what there's been a couple teams, Delta, Tenora a little bit, muck it up, kind of a jump deal up front. They do that stuff.
So highly athletic linebacker room. I mean, these guys can really run. They get you off the edge. They get you in passing downs. They got 27 comes off the edge. He's a very explosive. You got the 26 at the other outside linebacker. Then, number 2, Kenyon Evans. He's a great-looking corner. Guy that can turn you over. He's kind of a shutdown type of corner. And the rest of their secondary is solid. They've had interceptions all year. You put the ball up in the air under pressure, and they're going to pick you off. You saw it last week against Mooney. That was really the difference in the game.
4 of them.
Yeah.
It was the difference in that game, the way they were able to turn him over. And guys jumping routes and knowing your roles and coming. I mean, it's just a really good-looking defense.
Jesse, talk a little bit about, I mean, you've been around a long time. You're a coach. You are a brother of a coach, and you are a coach, and your kid's been coached. I mean, you got a lot of background on this, but 183 and 45 and the culture that they have and the kind of community they have, this is a group that is well coached.
It's
well coached.
This will be our I've said this is our toughest match. Players, probably our coaches.
Yes.
Best contest.
Yes.
Yes. There's a little bit of that mano a mano, and you watch. I've said this before. I commented on something, maybe on social media, but you go and you watch their kids interview after. Again, shut your eyes, Scott. And what is that? Max Walker talking. We just want to be the most physical. No, that's their motto too. I mean, this is looking in the mirror. I mean, that is exactly what we're doing, and this is a community that they're going to fill the stands just like we do.
Setting records with all kinds of people going to games, and they've got buses, and everybody's going. They're all talking about it.
That Ironton game earlier in the year, it looked like PH Liberty 97. There must have been 6,000 or 7,000 people.
I actually told Todd Spengler I watched that game, and I'm like, I kind of want to go watch that game next year.
It was buzzing down
there. That atmosphere, and they sit on a hill. They're all sitting on a hill. There's wayside.
The atmosphere looks great.
And if you turn on one of those games on YouTube, they have a sports channel down there, Game of the Week for that area. And if they're on Wheelersburg sites and you just listen to the crowd and listen, I mean,
they're in it.
They're in it. This is
a football
we
town.
are looking in the mirror.
Totally.
And physically, we are looking in the mirror. This will be our toughest game of the year. There's no doubt in my mind.
Talk a little bit about that, Jeremy, in terms of like now you're a dad and you work and you do some farming and culture. You got a lot of culture. Your old man made you build houses and take care of steer, and nothing was given to you. You guys live basically on 4-leaf clovers and work boots. The Babcocks have a long history of, you guys could be millionaires on $38,000 a year. Let's put it that way. I guess I'm joking, but I'm kind of not joking. I'm a little bit not joking. I mean, The idea being like we're salt of the earth. We go to work.
Yeah.
We tell the truth. We go to church. I mean, that community kind of has a lot of that in it.
You really get that feeling when you watch them. I help my neighbor next door has cattle, and Sawyer Bachman's over there. I'm working side by side with Sawyer, one night a week when he's coming over there and helping stuff. It's good to see that because that those type of kids are going to put the work in and do the job for you. And when you watch Wheelersburg, you're like, I bet that cat lives on a farm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Number
you can tell he's
54.
bucked some bales before.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's
the guy
what.
might work at a steel mill or a foundry.
Yeah.
There you
pounding
go.
it out 60 hours a week.
Yeah.
And I think that a little bit down there too.
Exactly. Definitely get that feeling.
So I Jesse and Jeremy kind of get it. I mean, culturally, when you're that aligned, I mean, again, it's a little frightening to see how much they are like us. I'd like to play a suburban team, gaming and phones and having all that. I like to play something. We ain't playing that this week.
Yeah.
Quarterback, Braylon Rucker is a playmaker.
Yeah.
He makes no mistakes. 1 interception. He will throw it deep. He can throw it intermediate. He runs for 150 yards, 160, 130, 90 through whatever he needs. He does it. No mistakes. Senior, 6 foot 160, spurty. You can't get him. It's hard to get him down.
Yeah.
He does not take a lot. He can take hits. He doesn't take a lot because he avoids them a lot.
Yes.
Even in his best games, he was their best player. I think everybody would recognize the quarterback. And they get players. We're going to talk about him. But this guy here, Jigs, and you played collegiately. I did a little bit, but you actually played in games. Talk about Braylon Rucker and the things that Liberty Center's defense is going to have to do here.
Yeah, I think what stands out the most is the lack of turnovers. I mean, 1 pick for an entire season, that's
Is that
impressive.
coaching? Is that Rob Woodward there?
Yeah,
18 years?
absolutely.
87% winning percentage?
When you can take care of the football like that, you stay in games, regardless.
With that defense.
With that defense, you just stay
defense, kicking
in
game,
games.
no turnovers.
And, I've seen him take some hits on film. Mooney hit him. Ironton hit him. He just keeps getting up. And you kind of look at him, and he's a little skinny, but he takes some shots, and he will run it inside.
He will.
He's not afraid to run it inside.
Run it inside.
He will absolutely run away from you.
He's fast.
If you give him some open spaces. He reminded me of Barbara from Finley, or excuse me, from Liberty Benton.
Yes.
Similar running ability, I think. Maybe even a little bit better. I think he throws it a lot better.
Oh, yeah.
He's got a really – you can see him throwing on the run. He's kind of going out, and he wants to throw it across the body, and he can put it on you.
Super athletic.
So he looks like a baseball guy.
Shortstop.
I bet you.
Yeah.
I bet you he plays shortstop. Don't know. Bet she does.
Yep.
And my guess is he had less errors than you at shortstop.
Well, of course.
You wanted to catch
22 in a season. Yeah,
22 and 80 chances. That is not a good fielding percentage, Jigo.
Hey, I
you
tried.
are not a
Get
fantasy
me out of here.
shortstop.
Put me anywhere but the shortstop. I can't make the throw right now. Anyways, he is a ball. I mean, he's a good looking player, and he kind of reminds you of a next level type of quarterback that could go play at the Division II level. That's what he looks like to me.
Yeah, he's got weapons. Jess, he's got guys he can throw the football to. Elijah Brown is their running back. Very physical. Looks really good in the open field. I've seen him do a few things on some people. Running people down and running around people.
And over.
I mean, there's a couple, you watch every film you got on him, and you're like, this guy just keeps doing it. And he's durable. He's got reasonable speed. He catches the ball in the backfield. I mean, I'm not saying he looks like Gary, but golly, he's got some of that in him.
Yeah. As a Liberty Center guy, you don't want to say this, but like as a football fan, if you go turn on tape of Wheelersburg, I love it.
I do too.
I mean, I love watching what they do.
I do.
Mean, it is us. We've talked about this, and Elijah Brown runs hard.
He does.
Now, their offensive line is going to get tested probably like it hasn't been tested all year against us. So we'll see. It's going to be a battle, till the end. I think they're tough kids, but he's not going to go down on, arm tackles.
No.
You're going to have to square him up.
Yep.
You're going to have to him.
Rally.
Rally to the ball.
Yep.
And they bring in 22, which I think I got his name right here, Stephen Hall.
Yeah, he's good.
He's a good little player, too. He's
He
not
really is.
26,
He's pretty good.
but he's pretty good.
They don't drop off much, those two guys.
Really good
and he runs
linebacker,
hard.
too.
And the
Oh,
thing
yeah.
that maybe concerns you, they're running. We've talked about this off. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe they can run the ball against us, but I feel like they're going to get 26 in space. I think they're going to get swing passes. I think you're going to see him out of the backfield more, getting past the tape, and he does that already. Mm-hmm. You might see a couple different plays, different looks from them this week for us to try to get him out there one-on-one, maybe with the sniper or our middle linebacker as opposed to Jackson and Gary, who, we've bragged Max up, but Max ain't going to keep up with that kid. You know what I mean? I'm just saying they're going to look for matchups.
Not out there.
Not out there.
A-B gap all day long.
Yeah, you want to go tackle to tackle,
Yeah.
Max is going to light him up. But you go out there, that kid's speed might be a difference maker, So it's going to be a cat. We've talked about this with Archibald too, kind of a cat and mouse, feeling out process, and then we'll see what happens here. So
Well, and I think they scheme. They scheme really well.
They do.
They go to that trip sometimes. They run you off, and they get him coming out of the backfield, and you got plus blockers. You're already plussed on that side. So I like kind of the way they get him the football, not just running the football, but out of the backfield.
When we talk about getting 30 to the football, and I think Casey's got plenty of that whole page 87 somewhere in that playbook too, because Garrison's really catches the ball well out of the backfield.
Yeah.
He's really good in the open field, hard to bring down. This guy, I'm not saying Elijah Brown is our guy, but I mean, golly.
It's the best running back we've seen.
Oh, no
this
question.
year.
They can do it. They can do
It's
it
the
all.
best running back we've
and,
seen this
and
year.
if you watch what they do the RPO stuff, and it reminds you of watching Benton with a healthy Elkert.
Yes.
If you go watch those games
Yes.
where Barbara was keeping or handing, it's like pick your poison, 4 or 26, and it's like, man, I mean, we have to be disciplined on what we're doing
No
defensively.
doubt.
Read your keys, and if you're out of position, they're going to take one.
What you're
They
hearing
will.
us say is, we're seeing the best quarterback we've seen all year. We're seeing the best running back we've seen all year. The best defense we've seen all year. This Wheelersburg team, Tiger fans, is the real deal.
2 weapons, Jigs. Kenyon Evans, 5'8", 170. You talked about him a little bit as a corner.
Yeah.
And number 12, Xavier Miller. Now, these are a bunch of seniors now. Xavier's a junior. I kind of watched number 2 and number 12 work. Their routes are tight.
I like 5-2 on Bivens.
I mean, I haven't. He did not jump like these 2 guys, but I mean,
Yeah.
that's 3. We know they have 3 guys that are. So you got Elijah Brown out of the backfield who can run it, power. You can get him on the outside, throw it to him.
Yep.
Braylon Rucker's their best runner.
Yep.
And you got two dudes and another guy that are catching balls, running routes, and making plays. These guys can really be productive on offense.
I like number 1, Brady Doss, too. Kind of a 6'2", 210, 215. Good blocker, H-back roll.
Good blocker.
And then they'll kind of move him out in the trips where he's going to step back, catch. He's got some blockers, and he can use his physicality and his strength at that point. But Kenyon Evans, he's kind of that game breaker
He
type.
is.
For them.
Deep threat.
He's the guy that you can deep threat. Got him in the screen game. We're on some of them comeback screens with him. He's going to be one of the faster players on the field. I don't know about the fastest, but he's going to be right up there. And then, Miller and Bivens, they're just good possession receivers.
And they block.
And they block well on the outside.
That's coaching.
And you watch some of these routes on the film, and there's a lot of times where you run the route, and these guys are feeling zones and getting into zones. That's kind of stuck out to me too. It's not just a receiver that's running a route and I'm not open, I'm getting it. They're watching their quarterback run around and coming back to the quarterback, and they're finding spots in the zone. Those are smart receivers.
Scramble drill well. They do
They
scramble
do.
drill well. You watch it. They see he's scrambling, and
Yeah.
if they're over
I'm
here
going
and he's going this
deep, or-
way, they find an open spot wherever it's at, and obviously number 4 is going to get him the ball. He's really good.
And there's a lot of scramble drills with them,
there is a lot.
especially if we're going to rush 3. There's going to be some time where he's got to have some time to survey, and we're trying to kind of keep him in the pocket, depending on what we do, where he's going to be running this way, and he'll turn the field, run that way, and he can still chuck it 50 yards and get behind you. So discipline in the secondary, I think, is going to be key this week.
Jesse, you talked about their offensive line. They're about 6'2", 6'3", 250 up front, massive tackles. You specifically, off air, talked about centers and guards. They got a fabulous center. We know what that's like, right, guys? Well, we got one over here with Wheelersburg. And you just, we are so conditioned to watch the offensive line, like with guards and centers, and they're good up front. Those three dudes are good.
They get off the ball. I mean, we haven't seen a team with – now their tackles are a little different. 67's a little more get off the ball. 79 is a huge body.
Engulfer.
And if he gets a hold of you, you're not going anywhere.
Right.
So we got to be active defensively with our hands and all the things. But their centers and guards really, they just stood out to me. When they run that RPO with the, and then they pull that center. Sometimes they pull the backside tackle, whatever they do. But 54 seems to be pulling a lot. with that kick out block, and it's just he's really good. I mean, I don't think he's Max Walker at guard or a T-Lay even.
But look at the weight.
But he's right there.
5'11", 230, and he
Fi-
brings some weight.
Yeah.
He's a wide
He
body.
is a wide body, and he is low to the He plays. His pad level is amazing. And we haven't talked defense yet because we'll talk about him on defense a little bit more. His pad level on both sides of the ball is like well coached, really good.
It's one thing that jumped out at me with film the last couple of weeks. The last two teams probably did a little more zone blocking, but I saw a lot of snap, stand up. These guys ain't standing up.
No.
They're coming at you low and hard, fast.
Yeah.
Getting off the ball well.
Oh, they move well for their size, too. Even the two tackles
Yes.
that aren't. And I think it's right, Jess. It's a little different. They're different in their styles, but none of these guys are rolling around on the ground. And, I mean, they're looking for somebody. They have a job. They're getting jobs done. I mean, even 79, I've seen a lot of backside blocks or front side getting to the second level. They are getting to assigned position and making plays. That's why these running backs and quarterbacks have so many productive games.
Yeah, again, it's like looking in the mirror. It is like, wow, these guys block downfield like our linemen do. You're seeing them, and they go to the whistle, and they're like, they're a dog on a bone the whole till the whistle. So it's like, ooh, okay.
When you watch them, though, Jigs, and then you start thinking about us, we have some answers there.
Yeah.
We have answers, and I don't want to sit there and say we're going to dominate them, and it's going to be this ain't going to be no running clock. This very well may be a field goal football game. I don't know. It's going to be tight. It's going to be tight, and the clock's going to run a little bit. I think that's what they want. I don't think we mind that either. We can do it any way you want to do it, but I think we have some answers for some of these guys. I think a Jackson Lonzak is going to be a big player. I think our snipers are going to be. You've been calling them out on some of these RPO outside run. They've been stellar. Assignment complementary defensive football players.
Yep.
Keeping Braylon Rucker more in the pocket than letting him get out, I think, is going to be an approach with this cat.
Yeah, you got to keep him corralled in the pocket, because if Weimer's on a defensive end, he's rushing, he decides to dip inside, and he gets outside, that's when you have problems. That's why it's rush integrity from the defensive ends and Dippy, just to push that and try to keep him right in there. And then you get your linebackers and snipers that can go and make plays if he decides to get out from there. He does a scramble drill as well as anyone. And a lot of times it's not scramble drill to run. It's a scramble drill to pass.
Yeah.
And he's really good throwing on the run as well. So just keeping number 4 is a number to watch, fans. That's kind of the guy that we got to keep corralled.
Dated reference, I understand, but Archie Manning, turn on some old film. That guy made more plays outside the pocket, running around for Ole Miss and Saints, and I think you've got some Fran Tarkington, again, old. Your dad might remember, but this guy got Fran's wheeling and dealing and whirling and throwing bombs, and their whole careers were made out of the pocket. They were not pocket passers. They were a little undersized. Got out the pocket, and plays are to be made. That's why this guy's got 1,000 plus each in throwing and passing. Jesse, talk about the importance of our linebackers. We got elite linebackers. Terry Miller told Baxter Barrett this year, Scott Barrett and Tim Keller no longer exist in the pantheon of good linebackers, because we've had good ones, and these guys here, you won't forget about it. The 80s, man, that is age. And was I offended? No, these guys are good, and it's gonna take all three, plus probably getting some reps with Baxter and maybe the freshman, but it's going to take all they got to do what they need to do here.
Correct. And, we talk about the tackles and the outside rush. Gary and Jackson will be Hughes. Even the snipers coming up, we can't let him get the edge. You can't let 26 get the edge.
Right.
Now, Ethan and Isaiah are both very capable tacklers.
For
and
sure.
Thomas.
And Ethan's proved to be even more of a
Yeah,
tackler than I expect. He's physical.
Yeah, and Isaiah will come up and attack you too, but you don't want them one-on-one with 4 or 26.
Yep.
You don't. Just like they don't want Gary one-on-one with their, backside. Now, I think we're fine, but I'm saying that's what Wheelersburg is going to look to do, on certain plays, is try to get that edge. And that's a snipe. The defensive tackles a lot of time have that outside contain. But you're gonna see us with some help out there in the flats with those two outside linebackers, and if Baxter comes in or Ward, and Max is just going to be his all over the field, but tackle to tackle, he'll own it. I think. I mean, he's owned it all year. That doesn't concern you too much. So, yeah, these they have to be disciplined.
Yeah,
we talked about the RPO. When
catches your eyes, man.
Yeah, and I'm telling you this,
and he's reading.
And what people don't understand
Quarterback's
is when I
read.
say disciplined, you go watch a really good football team. Oh, he took one step out of position. That's it. With this team, that's it. You take one false step, that's all they need. That's what they want. You take 2 false steps, they might go to the house. So you have to, these linebackers, our first steps we're reading what's going on, where's the guards going. The guards are going to take you to the play this week. Unless they false key us, which they don't be surprised if they run a couple plays like that. Throw us off the scent there a little bit. But you have to know what you're doing and trust what you're seeing. And, that's where Eric Weimer, Coach Brian, the linebackers coach, they will drill the heck out of that this week. And they got an extra day.
They got an extra day. Yeah, and I think that matters. They've pulled some really cool, creative trick plays.
Yeah.
And they got them. Fake punts and end-around passes, and they got 4 or 5 guys that have thrown the football on this offense. They do a lot of different things. Talk about defensive back. That is hard to be. You want to go run support. It's going to take extreme discipline in the defensive backfield this week because they will pitch and throw, reverse toss back to. They will do that. They have done that. If you watched enough film, they got about 4 or 5 plays I charted that were like, damn, that was good. And they were wide open. Guys were wide open. So discipline in linebackers and snipers, but discipline in the defensive backfield. And not wanting to jump into that run game just too quick is going to be a big part of this thing on defense.
Yeah, they're going to have to be superior this week in their discipline. And that scramble drill with that number 4, it's the hardest thing to do as a DB is to cover 6, 7, 8, 10 seconds. Because everybody's coming back to the ball. Here we go. Oh, I'm 2 steps behind. He comes up. Boom, he goes deep, and now I'm cooked by 2. And that's the hardest thing to do. So it's just they just got to stay disciplined, keep good body position between their offensive player and the quarterback, and eyes head in a swivel. They have a big task this week. The DBs have a big task, and we'll see if they're up to it.
Certainly their biggest stressor of the year. We keep saying the same thing. Let's talk a little bit about their defense. That's the thing we love most about them, I think. They're just so disciplined. They've got all 3 levels, and they're kind of tuned in. You're going to be tuned in at 14-0. This defensive line maybe not dynamic, but they don't get dominated. They haven't seen what we have. I'm really anxious to see that the first 6 or 7 snaps. Are we moving the line of scrimmage? I love their linebackers. I love ours more.
Yeah.
I love ours more by a lot, but I really like their linebackers, and I like their outside linebacker. These guys are lightning fast, physical. They're leaders. They're smart. Their linebacker group is really, really good. And their defensive backfield, I think, is a little underrated. It might be an opportunity for us back there. There's not a lot of weak links in this defense, Jigs.
No, there's not. You mentioned the outside linebackers. They use them. That's kind of their pass rush.
Yes.
They get those guys off the edge, and they can run you down. So longer developing pass plays, I would say not so much this week for Liberty Center. Let's continue to get the ball out quick.
Yeah.
We've had success doing that, the quick passing game, get it to your athletes in space and let them go. Because they will wreak havoc on the outside. 27, he can run. He can absolutely run you down. Hunter Henderson, I've seen it on film where guys rolling out this way, he's coming backside, and he's hatcheting.
Tomahawk
fumble. Trying to fumble or getting a sack. He's a real problem. And then you got the Brown on the other side, Elijah Brown on the other side from the outside linebacker, and he's really good as well. And you mentioned 58, the Coons. He's kind of their inside linebacker. He plays downhill. He's pretty nasty. So when Mooney threw 3 picks, you're watching that, and a lot of those picks were like quarterbacks rolling out, sees a guy, and then the other corner's coming off his guy to come make a play. Like when you see that creativity in the secondary and guys understanding how to jump routes, that stuff is. That's not taught. That's just instincts. So I think they have very instinctive secondary players that will turn you over. And this could be a game where you win the turnover battle and you win. It really could.
Yeah.
The way that they can kick the football,
yes.
the way they play defense, the way they possess the football. If you turn it over one more time than them, that could be the difference in this game.
It could be a 17-14, 20-17, 13-10. It looks like that to me. A lot of this, I get those flashbacks. But Jesse, this defensive line is sizable.
Yeah.
Our formula has been our offensive line, moving that defensive line, moving the line of scrimmage. There's some of these holes against Indian Lake.
Ooh.
You and I could run.
Maybe. Well, we wouldn't have took her to the house. We only got 4 or 5.
I mean, I'll take the 5.
Yeah.
I'll take the 5 the easy way. That'd be an easy 5, though, brother.
That's
But
true.
I'm just saying, I don't know that maybe we can. What do you see? I see that I think we can, but this is a big physical defensive line.
I'm with you. I love 54.
Yeah.
I think 54 is the best pure defensive lineman we've seen this year. People are going to think, I'm telling you, I watch him. That's a motor, man. That guy goes.
He does.
He's not a pass rusher that Grant Smith is.
Ison Emnet, 5'11",
Yes.
230, and again, another senior, loaded full of seniors.
He was the one that was the district defensive player of the year, correct? I think that's 2 years in a row, actually.
2 years in a row.
So he was as a junior, too. Like this kid, now he usually lines up on the left side, so it'll be interesting to see if we're even going to go there. To our right, I don't know. I think he's that good. You watch, the motor is just like, all right, he's got to be tired. And you go to the next play. He's getting a push. I mean, we may have to double on some plays. I mean, I think he's that good, personally, from what I've watched on him. Now, the other two are nice players. They're space eaters. They put number 6 sometimes on the other defensive tackle. Not a big guy, more of an athletic kid that's not going to get the push, and 64 sometimes plays the nose guard. The center, lefty, big kid. They're not 54. So it'll be interesting.
He sticks out.
He sticks out. Go watch a game. I mean, that kid just stands out. First thing I did when I watched like 3 plays on defenses, and you watch all of them, and they have other dudes. We talked about the linebackers. That kid just stood out.
He's the dude.
I mean, he's relentless.
Something else to consider, I think, with the flow of their defense and how fast they get to the line of scrimmage, and on the other side of the line of scrimmage is, what set of run plays are going to work. Right, the longer developing plays, maybe not as much because they're probably going to have some penetration. So maybe the quick hitting.
I saw Mooney had some quick hitters up the middle that worked.
0-1,
Yes.
0-1s.
Yes.
Two
Is a 4 or 5 trap going to work? I don't think so.
I don't
'Cause
know.
that's
I don't
a
know that we have
slower
the
developing.
powers. We have
Yeah.
powers in it. I don't think we run the 4 or 5 traps. But no, I mean,
Yeah.
it takes you 0.16 to get to the. May not be it.
Right.
Yeah.
So something else to keep in mind there.
Is this the week, Jeremy, that we're going to see our passing game hit all 3 levels, swings, middle of the field, short, intermediates, and then get guys going down the field? Because I think, I'm not saying we're advantaged, but I'm not afraid of that.
Yeah,
Not afraid to throw it down the field.
It could be. We've seen that work here for Liberty a couple weeks ago. Kreinbrink can throw it. We got a couple guys that can run. I think it'll be interesting to see what Casey scripts early. Could be interesting. I think Max Walker is going to come in huge in the punt game this week. We're going to punt the ball, guys. We're going to punt it.
Yep.
Probably 3-4 times more. Hope not more, but the field position is going to be huge.
Did you just say we're going to punt the ball?
I
what
know.
the heck is wrong with you,
prepare
man?
yourselves, Tiger fans. We're going to punt it.
We are. We're
So
going to punt the ball.
That's going to be huge field position.
Hopefully not.
Hopefully not. But
If we don't, I'm coming to find you.
Okay.
All right, let's get to the end of this thing. We'll be here till 10 o'clock. We could do this all night.
Let's do it.
The captain sits over here and he's like, I'm just listening. He's got a book in his hand. He's down alone. Like, you've been here 2.5 hours, Barrett. You ready to wrap this up? No, this is great. This is it. I mean, this is it. There's just nothing else. This is 2 14-0 teams, 1 and 2. I mean, this is just it. I just can't. It's just this is the most exciting weekend of your life if you're a dad.
Mm-hmm.
It's if you're a fan that has been bleeding it, you got a young son coming up.
Yep.
I mean, it's just the best ever. It's the best ever. This is
for the
best
community,
ever.
for the
all
town,
of it.
it's just so great.
It just
Yeah.
gets. It was that movie. Everything is awesome. I mean, the Lego movie. Everything is awesome. Whatever that. This whole thing has been awesome, man. Right? Wrap it up. No, I mean, 3 things that Liberty Center is going to do to win this game. Everybody's going to do this. 3 things that Liberty's going to do. Matter of fact, you know what? I'm going to go to your brother first because I want people to steal your ideas for it. 3 things that you think, fan, broadcaster, former player, 3 things Liberty has to do to win this game.
We got to corral number 4. We got to keep him corralled. He's gonna gain some yards. We got to corral him, control him. 2, I'm going to say we got to punt well. Like I just said, we're going to have to punt well, field position. 3, just be a little bit tougher.
A little bit.
Little bit tougher.
Because you still get the trophy if you win by 1. You can still
Just
get the
a
trophy.
little
Doesn't
bit
have to be a
tougher.
running clock. We've
That's
got
right.
used to running clock.
That's right.
Just let me get
Little
the 1. A little bit tougher. I like that. A little bit. Rex Lindgren used to say, I want you to stand up. I want you to reach real high as you can. You get up there. He said, then sit down. I want you to do it again a little higher. And you go, I got a little more. I had a little more the second time. This is kind of elementary, kind of archaic, but there's a lot of lessons in that. Do it again, and can you get more? You can give more. Jesse, 3 things Liberty has to do this week to win
on
it.
the spot. The turnover battle.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
It's pretty obvious, but
There, you took one from
Yeah,
the
I
big
took
guy.
one
He's like,
out.
he's scratching it off. Like, dang it.
now here's one we talked about their kick. I think our kick return can get us some good field position.
Yes.
Watching
Well,
that.
field position, you nailed that.
Yeah.
Well,
Will they-
I'm going to go with our kick return, I guess.
Yeah.
I think our kick return game. Now, I don't know how many times they're going to be getting the ball. Hopefully, not many on the kick return, right? But I'm just thinking because I think our coverage is way better than theirs on their kickoffs. Our special teams coverage is phenomenal on the kickoffs and punts. I'm thinking we need to make a special teams play, not necessarily a touchdown, but
Turnover.
but a big play, a turnover
Inside the 3,
Yeah.
a big punt.
something like that, or a return, something like that. So that's 2 things for me, right? Yeah. Now let me see what you got.
No, he's already scratched 2 of them off.
Hey,
No,
we can
no.
have the same thing.
No,
That's right.
I'm just kidding. Come on. So I'm going to go the turnover battle. I think we need to make a big play splash play on the special teams. It's old school philosophy. Everybody's like, okay, that's pretty obvious. Win the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
I mean, that goes back to 1930.
Yeah.
Right? You got to win the line of
Gotta
scrimmage.
do it. Got to.
In today's game, you see more where you have a chance if you don't win the line of scrimmage. The way they spread people out, this team doesn't do that. They're not going to do that. When you run 5 wide and you get it out quick, you may not have to win the line of scrimmage to win a game as much. This game, you got to win the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think you do.
Yeah, I think we've won the line of scrimmage, but you got to win it to win this one.
Yeah.
Jago, 3 of them.
Eliminate big plays. This Liberty Center defense has done a great job of eliminating big plays all year. I think last week the Indian Lake touchdown was like, wow, they scored from 25 yards out. I was almost shocked because that's kind of a big play.
Yeah.
I would consider that a big play. It doesn't happen very often. Eliminate the big plays. I think you got to win just special teams in general with
All of it.
with their ability to kick the football. I'm telling you, they get past 50. They got a potential to go up. This kicker can absolutely bomb it, and that's worth a lot of points. You win the turnover battle. You get the ball at your own 40. You get 20 yards, and you're in field goal range if you're Wheelersburg. So, not just kicking, but returns. We've seen Isaiah Badenhop and Ethan Gray in the punt return game. That's been really good for us. Who can win special teams across the board? I'm going to steal Jeremy's. I mean, you got to keep Rucker under wraps.
Mm-hmm.
You just got he just accounts for so much of their offense, and as far as he goes, they're going to go.
I think that's right.
If we can get him, if he's going to get loose and run around and create a bunch of plays, they're going to create a lot of problems for us.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to corral number 4 and keep him under wraps.
Well, I'm sitting there listening, going, I mean, I didn't even think of those things are the most obvious things. I think we got to tackle. I think we got to get guys at the ground. I think we got to win first down. I think we got to win first down for like 8 reasons. You always want to win first down for 8 reasons, but you got to win first down. You want to possess this football. It's not going to be warm. We're going to get some colder weather, and I think you hit the weather earlier. I really like the way we play in this kind of deal here. And I think you've got to limit turnovers. I think the turnover, if you see somebody turn over once, maybe twice, then that's the loser. The 2 turnover team might be the loser of this football game. So I want to see us tackle. Yeah, the captain has them. Now, you can't take our ideas from us. How are we going to win this game?
You got to minimize penalties.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big
Absolutely.
deal.
Boom!
That's a big deal. That's a big deal. He's been waiting. He's been waiting in the weeds to drop the penalties, But when you got 2 well-coached football teams, we just mentioned 6, 7, 8 things to do to win the game. To win the game, you got to do 8 things. You don't get to turn it over here and give it to 30. We won the game. This ain't Swanton anymore.
Yeah.
So it's going to take a tremendous effort. Really appreciate you guys coming and being part of the broadcast this year. I love listening to it. I like sitting watching you guys, and it's just been great. I like calling games, but I like listening to them better. Let me do a little more of that next year as a dad, so we're looking forward to seeing you guys next year as well. I know we're going to be up in the booth. We're going to call it, I think, right, audio, video, then no video ever on this one. We got a lot of hits on the audio though. Guys like to tune us in, and I think that's a real tribute to how we're trying to do things here. We're so thankful, in this time of the year to be in this position, and like I said, this is awesome. This gets no better. Crossbuck Construction, Nate Leidy, thank you so much for a great year. Liberty Center football, coaching staff, fans, all the complimentary people. It takes everybody to get here, even the smallest. I mean, Amanda.
Oh,
Tell me she is not
the best.
The best and doing it right now.
Yeah.
Right now is when she's always paid dividends, but this is the big return this week. So Liberty Center, Wheelersburg, Saturday night, 7:30, man. Tom Benson Field. We'll be there. Looking forward to it, guys.